Hello there, this is Ben Schuyler, broker in charge of Seabrook Island Real Estate, and coming at you with another market update. September numbers are in, and I just wanted to share those with you. Some interesting news, actually, I think you're all going to find. Now, before I get to that, I did want to mention that we've got two really cool things coming up, and I just wanted y'all to be aware. First is we are launching a 4-part education series. And the first one is going to be at the Lake House on November 13th at 3 o'clock. The whole purpose of this educational series is to really think through how can I position my asset, my real estate house or villa, and gain the most value out of it at any given time. And it's not just to get ready to sell a property, it's also what are the things that you should be doing on an ongoing basis to make sure that you're protecting that asset of yours. So the first one is going to be on November 13th at 3 o'clock at the Lake House. More details to follow, but I just wanted to get that on y'all's radar. The second announcement, and this is really exciting. I'm really happy for this, that it's all coming together. So we are actually going to launch right here at 1002 Landfall Way, our office, a gallery. Okay, the name of the gallery is going to be the Living Room Gallery at Seabrook Island Real Estate. Michael Jungener and his wife Bonnie are going to be curating this space, and we are so excited to see how it all develops. The meticulous thought process through all of this planning really is awesome to see, and we're going to have some really great pieces of art on our walls before too long. So there's a few different things that we need to do to prep the space in anticipation for that, but everything should be ready to go November 13th as well. We're actually having on November 11th a little soiree for the Seabrook Island Artists Guild, and Michael and Bonnie are with that guild. So several unbelievable artists. We're going to do a little soiree on the 11th for them. Next day on the 12th, they're going to come in and hang all of the wonderful pieces of art, and then on the 13th it will be available to for y'all to see. And I also wanted to quickly say I'm so happy that so many of you are taking us up on our offer of using our office as that living room of Seabrook Islands, that welcome center, if you will. A couple people last week came in because they needed something notarized. Wonderful. Was able to fit them right on in, get what they needed done. Had another gentleman that needed to use a conference room for 2 hours. Perfect. Signed him right up, used it, and was able to do what he needed to do as well. So we're here. We're wanting y'all to take advantage of this space. So in the thought of continuing along those lines, we thought it would be really cool if when you came in, you would see some amazing art on our walls and around that living room kind of area that we have up front. So just wanted to share that. All right, let me dive into the numbers here. So first, I want to look at single family detached homes. So the numbers are in for September. And as far as new listings in September, there were 7 new listings. And this is island-wide, just on Seabrook Island. Now, the year before in September, it was 14 new listings that were taken. So that's interesting. I mean, that's a 50% drop. So, that's curious for sure. When we're looking at now year-to-date numbers for new listings taken on Seabrook Islands, we're at 104. Compared with the previous year-to-dates of 24, there was 118. So this is an 11.9 decrease. Obviously, in September, having a slower new listing month for homes, that affects that year-to-date. Now, when we're looking at closed sales for Seabrook Island, as far as homes go, there were 5 properties, homes sold, and that was the same number that previous September in 2024. That brings the year-to-date closed sales for homes to 84. Previous year-to-date was 79. That's a 6.3% increase. Now, when we're looking at pricing, I like to look at median sales price. That's just the one in the middle if you stack them all up. So for homes, there was a dip in September. The previous year in 2024 was 1.730. This year in September, $1,320,000 was that median. Now, there's only 5 closed sales, so that's not a lot of data. That actually represents, though, a 23.7% drop for the median sales price there. Now, when you're looking at average sales price, it was up a little bit. It was at $1,505,000. But the year before was 2.2 million. So something to watch here. Now, when we look at year-to-date numbers, though, it's still holding strong and still higher year-to-date than it was the year before. So as far as median sales price goes for homes, we're looking at $1,427,500. And for the average sales price, $1,721,000. Both of those are up 4% and 8.6% respectively. So wanted to point that out. Now, something interesting in September, of the 5 that sold for homes here, the previous year it was a days on the market until sale of 27 days. September, on the 5 that sold this year, 84 days on the market until sale. So something to definitely track right there. And if we slide over to year-to-date numbers, that pattern kind of holds true a little bit in 2004 year-to-date at this time, and through the end of September, obviously. We were looking at 48 days on the market until sale. Now we're at 72. So taking a little bit longer. And I like to think of this market as a normal market. So many markets that we're in, it goes from one extreme to the next. We're in a normal market now where sellers and buyers have to be realistic, and we're seeing the ones that are the ones that are actually closing. So just wanted to throw that out there. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Let's move over to single family attached, the villas, the condos, the townhouses, things like that. So the opposite kind of happened here as far as new listings taken. In September, and this is island-wide, there were 12 new villas, let's call them just villas category, that were just listed, compared with the previous year of 6. That's interesting. So year-to-date numbers now, we're looking through the end of September, 101 new listings, compared with the previous year of 90. So interesting there. Quite a few villas hit the market in September. We'll see if that's a trend. It certainly has been, because it's 12.2% more year to date, but something to watch out on. Now, closed sales for villas. This is interesting. 12 came on the market. There were 3 closed villas in September. Now, the previous year there was 1. So, I wouldn't put too much stock in that either way, but not a lot there compared with the 12 new listings that were just taken. And we're looking at closed sales for villas year to date. It's been 55 compared with 56 the year before. Now, let's talk about pricing for villas. As far as the median sales price on Seabrook Island actually just in September, we're looking at a median of $635,000, and the average sales price was $838,000. These numbers are astronomically more than the year before, at $334,000 in both categories. But remember, there was only one actual villa closing the previous September, so skewed a little bit. The 635 and 838 numbers, though, are pretty darn strong for the villas. Because when we look at the year-to-date numbers for median sales price, for villas, we were at year-to-date $660,000, and the average sales price $713,000, just over that. Now, when we're talking about days on the market until sale, this was interesting. There was actually 3 days on the market until sale in September, compared with the previous year of 74. Again, not a lot of data. 1 the year before, 3 this year, but throwing that out. So there are buyers just literally waiting for that right property to hit. As long as it's priced right, they're jumping on them. Not at a huge pace, but of the 3, that's indicative of that 3 days on the market until sale. Then when we're looking at year-to-date numbers, in 2024 was 58 days until sale, and in 25 it's 76. So similar to the homes, it's taking a little bit longer to from list date to sale dates, but again, it's always so important to not only work with a Seabrook Island real estate agent, but listen to what they have to say. So again, this is Ben Schuyler. Be sure to check us out on all of our social media channels. Again, we've got some cool things coming up, and that was just a tip of the iceberg. Really have some great activities for you and the community, and that's all I got today. Thanks so much.